What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Pause Reset Play. Been quite some time since I made a video. Certainly a long time since I made a Destiny video. But with the most recent DLC to come out, the Warmind DLC, I wanted to go ahead and jump back into the game and see what the new DLC is all about. So, been playing a good bit for the last couple days. Like I said, this is the first time I played Destiny in a long time. It's been a few months, so there have been a number of changes. I know they've made some changes kind of leading up to the Warmind DLC. From what I've seen so far, I do think they are good changes. Getting back to the spirit of Destiny, what it was like in the very first game, and kind of trying to get back to that Taken King level content. By no stretch is the Warmind DLC a robust content package like Taken King was, but I think with the changes that they've made, the changes that they're kind of implementing over time, by the time we do get to that fall 2018 time frame, we should see, or at least I hope so, we'll see a really strong DLC offering there. With that being said, like I mentioned, this is my first time playing in a few months, and as such, my power or my light level was pretty low when I first started playing a couple days ago. So I wanted to make a video for players like myself who are coming back to these changes. Hey, how can you get your power level, your light level, up to a level where you can play some of the end game activities? So, when I came back in earlier this week, I was right around 315 or so light, so I was pretty low, even by the standards before this DLC. My light level was pretty low, so I had to try to kind of grind here and get my level up, because the Vanguard strikes, the heroic strikes, they have a recommended power of 350, and really you want to get your character around this light level to do this content. Obviously, if you're a really good player, you can probably get by in the 330s or low 340s, but I think for most folks, getting into the upper 340s, right around 350 or so, is going to be where you should be to kind of do these strikes and not have too great of a difficulty. So how do you get your character from 310, 315, 320 up to 350? And it is kind of a bit of a grind. It's kind of old school Destiny where you need to kind of grind and get your character up, and it will take some time. But what's the fastest way of doing that? And that's what I wanted to get to in this video. Chances are, if you're like myself coming back, you'll have some tokens and things of that nature saved up. When I came back, I had roughly 210 or so of the the European Dead Zone tokens. So turning those in are going to give you some engrams that will be roughly right around your light level, a bit higher. And if you have a good stockpile of tokens in different areas, you can bump your character up bit by bit by using those. So I was able to kind of get my character up to high 320s, low 330s. Now, my recommendation though is to not use those right away. As you can see back there, I did save a couple of mine, and I think the better play is to at least play the first or second story mission, and maybe do some patrols and things like that in free roam, to try to get some blue drops. Now, I don't know if I have any on me. Yeah, I do have some blue drops here. They will get your character up into that mid 330s area, and as you kind of progress, you can see that they do start getting higher and higher as well. To be honest, I don't know what the blue weapon and armor cap is. I suspect it's pretty high, to be honest, but getting some blues will enable you to kind of bump up your other weapons and get your weapons and armor up to a pretty respectable level. And once you get to a certain point, that's when I think you should start using your tokens to bump up bit by bit here and there. So by doing that, I was able to get my character up to 346. I might be able to get 347 if I change my loadout here a little bit, but at this light level here, I can start doing the Vanguard heroic strikes, and obviously by doing these, I'll be able to bump up even a bit further. Of course, you'll want to make sure you're doing the milestones each week to get your powerful gear. This week so far, I've done the flash points. Those are pretty easy. You're just doing public events. I'm sure many of you kind of know what those are already. But they will reward you with powerful gear. And if you're also using a fire team medallion during that, you have a chance of, or a better chance of getting exotic engrams, which are going to be quite a bit higher than your current gear as well. So far this week, I've also done the Crucible milestone. That too rewards you with powerful gear. At this point right now, the one I'm working on next is the heroic strikes. Since I've gotten up to that mid 340s, low 340s power level, I can start doing those heroic strikes and have them not be too much of a grind to do that. But I suspect, once I get a few of those done, get that milestone complete, ideally I'll be at 350 or so by the end of this weekend. All in time for the weekly reset, where I'll be able to do those milestones again next week and bump up even further. So if you're just coming back to Destiny like I was, I think you do have some options in terms of how you want to level up. Definitely take advantage of any tokens that you've had accumulated prior to this. Use the blues early on that you'll get from the story missions to bump up that initial jump, and then use the tokens to augment those gains. Make sure you're doing the milestones as well. You can stick to the more easy ones like the flashpoints and Crucible, and then once you get up to a certain level, you can start doing the heroic strikes. So if you enjoyed this video or you found it helpful, let me know in the comments. As always, much appreciated if you can hit that subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, I would very much appreciate it. But if you enjoyed this, let me know, and I'll be making some more Destiny videos here soon. Talk to you soon.